In Colombia, it's something different than in some places in which when you want to buy something, they include the tax immediately in the price. So for example, if you go to buy a shirt, they're going to put you the label $50, but it will include the tax. So when you go to pay in Colombia, you're gonna pay your shirt with the tax included. So the $50 include the tax. Now, if you go to other countries, for example in Panama, it's a country that I went, when you pay for something or when you go to buy something, you will see that in the label tag you're going to see the price, but the price is not going to include the tax. So the idea of this video is for you to learn about percent of increase and percent of decrease, and we're going to use it in these examples of taxes so you can calculate it when you have tax or not tax included, and how you can do some relations about it. So first, let me tell you something. Let's say that you go to a shopping mall, to a shopping mall, and you're gonna buy a shirt of $50. And when you want to buy your shirt, the place where you're gonna buy it, they're gonna tell you in Colombia that the tax is not going to be included, or no, they're gonna give you a 19% off. I mean, like telling you like the tax is not included, but it's not the tax included, it's other stuff. But we're gonna say that you go into the shopping mall and they're gonna tell you that you're gonna have 19% off. So what means 19% off? It means that they're going to take the value of the shirt and you're gonna take from this value, they're going to take you 19% and subtract it. So we're going to calculate how to do this with percent of decrease. This means percent of decrease. So percent of decrease is just that we're going to take a percent to decrease a value. In this case, we're going to decrease $50 that are 19% off. I know that with 50 is an easy number. If you remember, 19% is just 19 over 100 or 0.19. So the usual way to calculate the percent will be just multiplying 50 by 0.19, and then you will get the value that is off and just subtract it. But I want to show you an idea to calculate the 19% of a number. In any case, you have a different number that is not 50, and it will be an easy way for you to calculate it, maybe in some way that you want to do it quickly and you don't want to calculate it using the calculator. Sometimes you're lazy, you don't want to use your calculator, you just want to do it faster, like using your mind. So one way is to convert the 19% into 20% minus the 1%. So the 20% of 50 is going to be 20% is divided by 5. So it will be just 50 divided by 5, and it's gonna give you 10. So you have $10. And the 1% of 50 is just taking 50 divided by 100, and that's gonna give you $0.5. So I'm just going to subtract 10 minus 0.5 is going to be 9.5. So my percent of decrease is going to be just 50 minus 9.5. Okay, so I'm just going to do the subtraction. This is going to be 40.5. Okay, so this is how I calculate the decrease. So the percent of decrease is gonna tell you how you're going to decrease a value using a percent. In this case, you have a percent off. This is something that is usual in any place. Sometimes people in the market do this, and they told you the day before they're going to have a sale off, they put label tags showing the value, and the next day they don't do the off that they're telling you, they do a different off, but they put you the label saying 19% off or 20% off, but they don't take into account that you can think of math, you can do the computations and tell them, hey, this is not true, and you can get more discount than the discount they're telling you. So this is a good idea. Now, what happened when you want to do a percent of increase. I mean, what happened, for example, if you're in Panama, like I went, and you want to see how to get a percent of increase. I mean, you have 45% and this is not tax included, and the tax in Panama, the tax is usually, the tax is 7%. So I recommend you that you pause the video and imagine how could you calculate without multiplying by 0.07 or without multiplying by 7 over 100. What could be a good strategy you can use to calculate the 7% of a number using different strategies that we can use, okay, using different percent. And then I'm going to show you how. And comment, tell me how to calculate. Now we're going to increase 45% in the 7%. We're going to find out what happened to 45 if we increase it to 7%. So the option will be calculating the 7% of 45 and add it. So I'm going to give you an idea of the 7%. We can calculate the 7% by using the 5% of 45 and then add the 2% of 45. Okay, and you will think, hey, why 5% and why 2%? Okay, because the 5% of a number is just the number divided 20. So you just have to take 45 divided 20. That it will be 4.5 divided 2. And 4.5 divided 2 is 2.25. So I got my number. Now, 2% of a number, you can see it as, okay, I'm going to divide the number by 100. That's going to give me 0.45. And then multiply times 2. 1% times 2. And that's going to give me 0.90. And I'm just going to add these two numbers. 5, 9, and 2, 11. 2 and 1, 3.15. So I got that my number, the 7%, is going to be 3.15. Observe that 3.15 is closer to the 10% that is 4.5. So now I'm just going to add my percent of increase to calculate what happened to my tax, to my share with the tax included. So 5, 1, 5, and 3, 8, $48.15. So in this case, we calculate the percent of increase, that is 48.15. Now, there are many ways in which you can calculate the percent of increase or decrease. You have many options here. So I'm just telling you two of the many options you have to calculate this percent of increase and decrease. For example, we can use the percent of increase and decrease by multiplying the number by the percent we need to complete, or the percent that we have to take off from the value. But this is something I want that you check when you do it. So for example, if you have this $50 and we go on a 19% off, I just know that 100 minus 19 is just 81. So I can calculate only the 81% of 50. The 81% of 50 should be equal to 40.5. So I recommend you to calculate it and tell me if it's correct. And on the other hand, if you want to calculate, I'm going to put you this in red. If you want to calculate the increase in the tax of 7%, you can also take the 100% plus the 7%, and you just have to calculate the 107% of the number. So if you take 1.07 times 45, you should get 48.50. Okay, so now it's time for you to verify if what I told you is correct. Maybe I did some wrong calculations and you can tell me. And you can check how we can use percent of increase and percent of decrease. So, and this is up for today. I hope that you understand the difference between percent of increase, percent of decrease, and how we can use it in, in sales, and you can use it in taxes. In fact, you can calculate with this amount, you can calculate how much you're going to pay for taxes next year, how much you have to pay, how much the groceries or how much or the benefits you have increased per year. And this is how we can calculate many things that are very useful in math. And this is up for today. I hope you have a nice day and see you in the next video. Goodbye.